go another Jim.
Yeah, as you know, we put out an announcement. We are always looking for people who have something of interest, like your business. If you put them in, we'd be very happy to look at it. We may not accept it, but if you've got something that you feel you can express, please send it in. Next issue, we need a copy by the 15th of this month.
All right. Well, this has been a useful conversation. I hope it's been a useful session. Normally we run, 3 invited guests. If people find these more freewheeling, open conversations useful, happy to stick some more open sessions in. Just so you do know, all of the MLAs have indicated they're sorry they couldn't attend tonight. They were invited to come. Where? Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, right. Well, okay. Well, thank you for coming along. I'm dreadful. Would you like to pop up and say a few words, or do you want to stay in stealth mode? I think you should get up and say a few words, to be honest. So it's a great opportunity.
Come to the podium, please.
Yeah, come on. Well, so, the 3 oldies did. Jim and Megan and Alistair.
Hello everyone. I don't want to take too long, just a very brief introduction. My name is Mike Pedersen. I'm one of the new MLAs. Suzanne and I have been sitting here quietly. There are a few reasons for that. But first and foremost, I'm a big believer that community councils are meant to be about normal residents, and I think it's a bit unfair for MLAs to come here and dominate. So I've enjoyed listening. I've taken some notes. I'm going to approach a few people and answer some questions, but thanks for having us along.
Thank you very much for coming along. And I apologise dreadfully. Welcome to the Gungahlin community.
Quite okay.
For overlooking. Suzanne, did you want to say a few? Just
echo the same sentiment as Michael. It's been great to listen to everything tonight, and
great.
it's always good to fly under the radar so we can hear free discussion.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Can I ask you a quick question?
That's why. All right.
So, is there anything, say from this meeting, say if you want to take something to lobby, as a representative of Gungahlin, so what would you take?
All right, let's go through it. I was going to have a quick conversation after the meeting about Fix My Street and the delays that some people were complaining about. Fix My Street, in my experience, is quite good. Not maybe at fixing the issue as quickly as you want, but identifying if there is an issue. So I'd be very curious to see if someone had come out in the 2 or 3 days after you put the complaint in and assessed it. In my experience, that's a pretty good turnaround time to see if there's an issue. But then from there, they triage it and say, is it cracks in footpath or is there a substantial structural problem with it? In terms of big takeaways from the meeting, I was very impressed by the indoor sports centre. I think that is a great local community idea, and I actually see how it's feasible. So I'm going to raise it with a vet when I see her, see if we can get some traction on it, regardless of a feasibility study, because I agree with the concerns that when you have a feasibility study, it takes a while, and sometimes good ideas need to jump in before those things take place. But if anyone has anything they'd like us to raise, please get in touch.
You guys are back next week, isn't it?
The first sitting week for the year is next week, but most of the offices have been open since second week of January. We had committee meetings for the year start this week.
Can I actually just answer your question to what I'd like to take back from the meeting? Look, for me, it's all the planning stuff. I'm an urban planner by profession, so I get really nerdy around those things, and it's great to get out and hear what people are saying. And I think the sentiment of the room is that the community would like a little bit more input into the planning of the town centre, and I think you guys should really be pushing for that, because I believe that the community should have their say. So keep me in the loop too, please.
So I'll forward you the short summary we've had from Gary Rake about the reimagining of the town centre, because if we if we try and do a master plan, that'll take 24 months and
Yeah.
not going to happen. So he's proposed a lightweight process to try and review some of the things that I highlighted in that slide deck.
Yeah. And I think
And so, I'll send you that to you, and you can have a look. And if you've got some urban planner skills to bring to bear, I'll welcome you.
I'll let you guys judge that because they are. Look, I would say just pick up on that master plan thing too. It is definitely a master plans definitely have their place and they are a good document. They do take 24 months, and a lot of the issues we're talking about are happening now. So I think in whatever the community council does decide to push forward in, just keep that in mind in what's the best time-based option for achieving the outcomes we want to see.
The concern I've got with the town centre is that we've got, we know the light rail's coming in is going to terminate on
Yep.
Hibberson Street, Gungahlin Place. The bus station's moving, and then the meeting's pushed to do something with Hibberson Street where the pedestrianised share zone. My concern is that you've got three things happening that have been looked at individually, but what's the cumulative effect on that? A year and a half ago, Hibberson Street was closed down to do the tunnel for the Marketplace car park. That had a catastrophic effect on the surrounding roads. Now, what those three things are proposing is bigger than that, but nobody's looked at those surrounding roads and how to manage that and manage the ring roads. That to me is just
Well,
madness.
that's ACT Road's problem.
But that's where, like a master plan or a mini master plan for, that town centre section needs to be looked at, because once you do this, you can't unscramble that egg.
No, you're quite right. Once you've built it, you can't just knock it down and start again. You've got what you've got. And I think that's where the community, I live in Gungahlin. We use this area. We're the ones that know firsthand what it is that we need out of our environment. So keep pushing to have your voice heard within it and get the council to do the representations. And look, I think the comment was made a bit earlier too throughout the evening, if I remember correctly, that it doesn't always feel like government is actually talking to the different parts of government. Since being in there, I've actually made representations to the different ministers responsible for these areas, saying you've actually got to join it up. And I can report back to you, I've actually been pleasantly surprised by how they are talking to each other, and that there is quite a big concern that they realise one part doing this and one part doing that. For those parts to work, they actually have to work with each other. So that is happening. Maybe it's something where we can seek a bit more of an update for the council, so the word is getting out. It's not just happening, but people know it's happening. So that's something I can take away from
Yeah, that's something I have raised with Megan Fitzharris before, and she was saying, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and it's like, it's not helpful. I mean, it's great, but it's not great that it doesn't actually come together until you reach a senior minister. That's actually an indication there is a fundamental problem, and what is suggested to her is there needs to be someone within the public servant community that's actually responsible for being the bring together person, so that the community councils for Gungahlin can talk to person X. They actually are an internal to the government or internal to the public sector service advocate on behalf of Gungahlin, rather than us having to try and talk to all of them.
all the different ones.
And Megan thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
Reality of landing it, well, we'll see. But that's, I think, an interesting model, and I certainly will raise it at the combined community councils on Saturday, which hopefully will be in an air-conditioned building.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for jumping up. Unless there are some more curly questions, we'll let you escape. Thanks for coming along. Really appreciate that. Okay, last round before I wrap. If there are any other topics to come, like I said, we've got a long list of people lined up to come. The Heritage Council have got an open day the 22nd of April. They want to promote, so keep looking for us on the Facebook page and on our mailing list. We know that we need to get Transport Canberra out here. There'll be some Capital Metro consultations coming up. There will be something happening about the reimagining of the town centre, and as soon as we have something back from ACT Planning, we'll let you know how that works through Facebook and our mailing list, which are our two primary ways of communicating. Anything else? Going once? Thank you very much for coming along tonight, and we'll see you all again in March. Thanks very much.